special updates, with regards to the match. We currently they play inside Liberia at the SKD Stadium, and don't forget say this na the FIFA 2026 African qualifiers where they carry on. And of course, Leone Stars we don't play two matches them so far inside the qualification stage, and this now home match for Leone Stars even though they play away from home. And as you know of late, to see most of the matches them way Salon they play inside Liberia na the SKD Stadium. And of course today we get under the leadership of Coach Mohamed Kalon, we get majority of home-based players them we outnumber the foreign-based players them. Where this happen for be the first one in the history of Sierra Leone follow we get this kind team selection where a lot of people they see and say it's good follow we give preference to the local-based players them, and as that they serve as motivation and same way so they should say the league self don't they get the momentum we deserve. Well, today we also for bring to you commentaries with regards to that, and also analyze the match we they're about to start inside Liberia SKD Stadium as Salon they play host to Guinea Bissau. And don't forget to get two matches in for play on the 25th. That will be on Tuesday. We go play Egypt inside the another match again where now the return leg still inside the qualification for the 2026 World Cup. We go play inside we go play inside Mexico and America, and Canada as well. Now, three countries, them all together, get for host the 2026 World Cup. Well, me and Mohamed Kamara, and of course, inside the studio as usual, are there with Alassane Kouma. Alassane, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. We want to say my pleasure for there. And they wish the Sierra Leone national team, Leone Star, all the very best as the match already don't start now the SKD Stadium in Liberia. Remember, if you, in case you just watch the match, Sierra Leone they play at home, or due to the renovation of the national stadium, that's why this particular match they play right in Freetown. So they wish the Leone Stars all the very best inside the World Cup qualifier for 2026, as plenty people anticipate for see Sierra Leone qualify. We're playing with 5.25 inside the group, and of course plenty people they look at say this for being a must win for the head coach being Mohamed Kalon. This time very first match since them appointed as the Sierra Leone national team coach. So we expect all the very best, and this is unprecedented for let we see the very first start of a selection of players. We have more home-based players that we did part of the squad. So of course this particular starting lineup, Mohamed, if you look at the lineup, for me I'm pretty okay with the starting lineup of this particular game where they play against Liberia. Kai Kama is on the bench, so of course that everybody can understand why Kai Kama is on the bench. He's a very experienced player, but of course due to the kind of players that we want to
now in this intensive match.
So of course we'd expect to see all the very best in the boys, and because we're back home here, the green, white and blue they fly, and the expectation of the people in Freetown is very high inside this particular qualification matches so far.
All right, continue for there with me in Alassane Kouma. Viewers, this I want to welcome you to another edition of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers that is ongoing. 53 nations in Africa competing to book a space in the 2026 World Cup right in America, Mexico and Canada. And of course today Leone Star playing host against their counterparts, that's Guinea Bissau, right at the SKD Stadium in Liberia. But quickly let me just take you up to speed and the team sheet for Leone Stars. On the goal post we have Alhaji Cisse, Nathaniel Jallo, Saliu Tarawali, Abdoulaye Juma Ba, Alpha Touré, Teres Fona, Mohamed Bangura, Abu Doumbouya, Mustafa Bundu, who happens to be the team captain, and also Musa Noah Kamara, Musa Tumbo for popularity, and one of the twins, Alassane Kouma. And on the substitute side, we have Francis Kouma in 23 shirts, Dauda in 16 shirts, David Janet in 15 shirts, Emmanuel Samadia in 19, Sita Ba in 17, Hassan M. Kouma in 22 jersey, Ibrahim Touré in 6, John B. Cisse in 2, Ali Conte in 20, Momo I. Kamara in 17, Momo Doumbouya in 7, and also the legend himself, that's Kai Kamara, in 10 shirts. So that's the team sheet for darling Leone Stars. In between time, we'll bring you the team sheet for Guinea Bissau. And remember, it is a very intensive match, and as this one happens to be the deciding one, if Leone Stars secure 3 points here, it will help the team to stand in a very positive footing for them to book a qualification to the next stage. And remember, on the 25th of March, on Tuesday coming, we'll be playing against Egypt, another strong side in African football. Remember, Egypt, they are the defending champion in Africa. And of course, like always in the studios, I'm teaming up here, I'm running things alongside Alhassan Kouma. In the 4 segments, Alhassan Kouma will take you through. Just after the recess, when we come back, I will take you in the second 45 minutes of play.
Thank you so much to Dynamic Sports presenter at Liberty Television. It's a pleasure being in the studio to bring you commentaries in the match between Sierra Leone and that of Guinea Bissau. This is the 2026 World Cup qualification, and of course, expectation here is huge to see Sierra Leone qualify to the World Cup for the very first time. That would be a history in the making if only Sierra Leone could qualify to the World Cup, and that is what we're expecting to see here. The boys display in this particular match. It is 0-0 for the either side. In case you're just joining us, nothing for Sierra Leone in the popular green and white, and nothing as well for Guinea-Bissau in red. Sierra Leone playing at the right hand side, and ball drops for throwing. The Sierra Leone play under the leadership of Mohamed Kalon, a newly appointed coach, the most decorated footballer in the history of Sierra Leone, has been given the responsibility for the national team. Guinea-Bissau playing red and Sierra Leone in the usual green and white. There's somebody in 21, that is Abdul Choumaba. He's playing for Leone in the French league. He's a Man City player. Of course, he's on loan for Leone. We're expecting to see Choumaba in the English Premier League in the upcoming seasons. His 5-man calls himself Abdul Alpha Toure. Plays the ball towards the central of the park, and the whistle is gone for an infringement of the rules. And this time it's a free kick opportunity to the Leonsters of Sierra Leone. It's been a very slow-paced match, and the expectation here is huge. Sierra Leone nothing, Guinea-Bissau nothing. We're bringing you commentaries live here on our main studios, Liberty Television, in the capital of Freetown. The referee giving instructions where the ball should be retaken. Sierra Leone having it started all over the captain, and that is Kapi Salu. Mohamed, I think, is a very huge opportunity for the national team, giving the responsibility to Mustafa Bundu, I beg your pardon, being the captain for this particular match.
He's one of the most talented and most skillful players in terms of exposure. He has played for so many clubs in the diaspora, and I think it is no mistake at all for him being shouldering the responsibility as the captain for our darling Leone Stars. And I think with him being charged with that responsibility, definitely he'll be able to show leadership in the pitch of play.
There is still nothing for Sierra Leone, nothing for the Guinea-Bissau. In the World Cup 2026 qualifier, Sierra Leone playing with 5 points. There's a captain who positioned the ball at the right hand side in 11 shirts. That's Mustafa Bundu. And let's wait and see what impact they could create out of this free kick opportunity to the Leonsters of Sierra Leone. As Mustafa Bundu steps forward, kicks the ball in the box. A header could come. A very good delivery there. Spectacular one for the Leonsters. And the goalkeeper did it extremely well for Guinea-Bissau. It's posed no threat. It's been a very good start for Leonsters. Guinea-Bissau now on the possession in their own half. It's still Guinea-Bissau having it started all over to the goalkeeper. It's a very good start for the either side. Though the match has been played in a very slow pace, considering the expectation of the two teams to qualify to the World Cup 2026. There's a huge context so far, and a very awesome start, magnificent strikes from Sierra Leone with a very good delivery from Mustafa Bundu, the captain, who is shouldering the responsibility here in this particular match. A lot of changes in the squad of the national team. We have 18 home-based players selected within the squad of the national team for the very first time. A throw-in. Guinea Bissau on the possession in their own half. And the ball rolls to the goalkeeper. He sends a long one into the offensive. The Leone Stars reply with the header. Play continue at the far end. The Leone Stars of Sierra Leone has been dispossessed at the right hand side. Guinea Bissau, and the whistle is gone for an infringement of the rules. And this time it's the free kick opportunity to Guinea Bissau. Still Guinea Bissau. A very good start for the two teams in this qualification stage. And of course that was foot above normal level as a foul. Good decision from the referee. The Leone Stars playing with 5 points. And the expectation could be a win for the Leone Stars if only they want to secure a space in the World Cup 2026. And most of the issues surrounding Leone Stars playing their matches in Liberia, Mohamed, is a call for concern. Because whenever Leone Stars are playing at home in Freetown, you probably could sense the kind of anticipation, the kind of expectation from the fans whenever they are playing in Freetown.
Indeed, it is a disadvantage side of it, because remember, when playing matches at home, definitely it has an added impact to the squad. But playing all your own matches away from home, it is really a disadvantage for the darling Leone Stars. But also this will serve as a wake-up call to the government and also the National Sports Authority that they need to step up to ensure that we have the stadium ready for sporting activities. You know, it has taken a couple of years back, you know, when all of our matches ranging from the national team, the under-20 and under-17, all of those matches used to play all the way Liberia SKD Stadium. You know, it has a lot of impact, you know, negatively to the country, and financially, and also the boys will not have the support that they need, you know, in order for them to able to get the results that's definitely will help the team to progress in continental competitions. A
match with a lot of anticipation, played at the SKD Stadium in Liberia. Sierra Leone played at the host, and Guinea Bissau, the visitors, in this World Cup 2026 qualifier. Guinea Bissau on the possession, and Sierra Leone need to be careful considering the possession coming in for Guinea Bissau. They are very, very okay whenever they go on the ball. It's 8-man for Guinea Bissau, looking forward to connect, place the ball in the box, and that's Jumapa, who replied with the header. The Leone Stars playing at the left-hand side, and the ball chops out of church. There's playing 13. There's calls himself Mohamed Pangora for the Sierra Leone national team. A throwing opportunity this time to Guinea Bissau. Mesmerizing performance for the either side. But we're yet to see a shot on target so far in the first 12 minutes of play. It's been a very cool and quiet match, Mohamed.
Indeed, a very tight one. Remember, all the two teams, they are so much determined to ensure that they secure a point in this very match. So that's why you can see the two teams, they are more defensive minded other than being offensive. You know, because let me say, if either of the two sides happens to penetrate more in shot of a goal, you can expect the unexpected. So that's why they prefer to sit on the fence, sit back. When they hold on to the ball, they play on counter basis. So that's why we see the match playing a very slow pace as of now.
It's 22-man who's set for the kick for the Guinea-Bissau side. Let's wait and see what impacts to the Guineans. We do have a little bit issues with the pictures here, and it's a corner kick this time to Guinea-Bissau, and Sierra Leone needs to be careful considering those opportunities coming in from the visitors. It's a free kick opportunity, I think the very first free kick in the match, and 5 players screening for the delivery. Guinea-Bissau having this huge opportunity, the very first corner in the match in the 13th minute of play. Is a World Cup 2026 qualifier, and Sierra Leone playing host to Guinea-Bissau. The Leone Stars of Sierra Leone play with 5 points in the group, and the next fixture for Sierra Leone is on Tuesday, and we'll be playing Egypt in that particular match. Good delivery there and good anticipation from the goalkeeper. Guinea Bissau picks up the loose ball in their own half, starts the possession all over again. Still Guinea Bissau on the possession. Very confident whenever they got on the ball. And say you need to be careful to that particular fact. 20 man for Guinea Bissau. Looking forward to connect, plays it through in the box. It's going to be dangerous this time and the whistle is gone. A lot of foul been committed in the match, Mohamed, in a very dangerous position. And Leone says need to be careful at that particular pick of the pitch.
It means Leone Star defensive side, they need to be mindful of the fact that we know African referees, they can take up decisions that you are not expecting them to take. So that's why playing foul very close, towards the 18-yard box, it could cause, or neither it could lead to something that might not be favorable for us. So that's why the defensive side, they need to be mindful, even though we know that they want to protect the goal line or they want to make it very easy for the goalkeeper, but yet still they need to be mindful of the fact that for the team not to endeavor to have a penalty that will lead to a goal against us. So the defensive side, I know that Jumaba is a defender that is so more desperate whenever it's in the defense, but yet still they need to be mindful that if only the guys of Guinea Bissau secure a goal as of this moment, definitely they will do everything within their power to ensure that they secure that particular goal, and they will be playing more defensive football other than being offensive. So that's why they need to be mindful while defending, and they need to be mindful of a red card probably or a penalty.
It's goalkeeper Alaji Cisse doing extremely well in the goalkeeping area for the Leones, and a lot of issues coming in the defensive area of the national team. They need to be careful. We're bringing you commentaries live here from Liberty Television. Continue to send in your messages to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. What you think about this particular match, the start for the Sierra Leone national team in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. And the expectation is very huge based on the qualification of the Sierra Leone national team to the World Cup for the very first time. It's nothing for Sierra Leone, nothing for Guinea Bissau, in case you're just joining us. And we bring you commentaries right here in Freetown, the capital. We still have
them that small pressure that I for play over them. So as probably
on top of situation, whenever you look at them, whenever they got on the ball, you sense the experience, the confidence in them, and the possession is in the hands of the Guinea Bissau.
By the look of things, the guys of Guinea Bissau, they've been dominating the midfield, the center of the park, and I think Coach Mohamed Kalon needs to be conscious of that. And if possible, before the end of the first 45 minutes, he made the needed substitution that were able to boost, more energy in the area of the midfield, because that is one of the area within the pitch that is the guys of Guinea Bissau are capitalizing on. So I think Coach Mohamed Kalon needs to be mindful of the fact we have so many quality players on the bench, that are midfielders that can be able to impact more in the area of the midfield. One of the twins, Alassane, is not that too effective currently, but as time progresses, maybe he'll be able to step up his game. We all know he's a quality player, a very prolific young man.
And that is the golden opportunity for Sierra Leone in front. The captain Mustafa Bondo has secured the very first goal for Sierra Leone in this all-important and anticipated match. One for Sierra Leone, nothing for Guinea-Bissau. If I could reflect back, Mustafa Bondo played in the FA Cup match when he played against Manchester City, and he has been a far-bench goal scorer so far. It's a very good start for Sierra Leone. It's 1 for Sierra Leone, nothing to Guinea-Bissau.
I love the finish by Mustafa Bondo. Like you mentioned, he is a prolific star. And of course, for some of us, or for some of those that have been watching him, that have been following him closely, in the different or the various leagues that he's played for. You know, currently he's playing for Plymouth, you know, and we all know how his performance looked like. It is a very good strike, you know, perfect delivery and a lovely finish by the team captain. I told you earlier on, Mustafa Bundu is really demonstrating a kind of leadership, and indeed that was a captain's performance and a spectacular finish. Sierra Leone now on the lead by 1-0, but that doesn't mean that the team need to be complacent. You know, complacency for Leone Star, definitely it will lead to something else. So which means they need to step up. Now they started recording goals, so they need to record more goals that will make us more comfortable.
It's a very good start for Mohamed Kalon and the boys right here in Liberia. In case you're just joining us, our live stream on our Facebook, on our YouTube channel, Sierra Leone 1, Guinea Bissau nothing in the World Cup qualifier for 2026. If only they could keep under pressure, keep to the pace, it could be a very good one for Sierra Leone. Mustafa Bundu again with the charge. They placed the ball at the right hand side. Let's wait and see which impact is this. Alassane played in Spain. It could be dangerous. Is it going to be the second one? That was a little bit selfish play there from Alassane. Good delivery from Mustafa Bundu. What a moment. That was really a reckless one from Alassane, Mohamed.
That was indeed a very bad one there by Alassane. He dribbles very well, but again, he has two options, one on the left-hand side and another on the right-hand side. He could have decided to place the ball to either of the two options, you know, but instead he decided to move the ball through the defenders. And the defenders, they also want to keep their defensive area very safe. So that's why they do not allow him to be able to pass through. But indeed, if only he could have placed the ball to either Mustafa Bundu or the other option, definitely Sierra Leone could have been more comfortable with 2 goals, and I think that would have been a very encouraging one for Leone Star. I told you earlier on, Alassane is a player to watch, a very good and prolific start, but he had a very poor start in the early minutes of play. But let's keep watching and let's see what exactly the player will impact the squad. He's a prolific player for me. I do not have any doubt in him. I know his contribution so far towards the national team and the various clubs that he has played for and the current club that he's currently playing for.
Very good football we are watching in the 21 minutes of play. Sierra Leone lead by a goal to nothing, and the central of the park have been seeing a very good start for Abu Dhabi at the central of the park. Earlier on we spoke about the team selection for the starting lineup of the national team. It's a very good starting lineup made by the head coach Mohamed Kalon,
very structured one.
And a very structured one. It tells you his experience, his proficiency in football. So of course all we need to do is to give the support to Mohamed Kalon and the boys to see our best. The green, white and blue will continue to fly. Sierra Leone is a football nation, and all the boys need to do, like this morning we were having a conversation with one of the sport journalists that travel with the national team. Based on the allowance, they've been given the allowance to before the match. So all we needed from the boys is to give the result to the national team.
And that's a kind of motivation for the players, and of course Leone Stars over the past years, you know, 5 years plus. I don't think they have any issues that has to do with finance, you know, because we see under the administration of the current government, under the leadership of President Julius Maada Bio, he is one of the presidents that prioritize football, and we all see the support that he has been giving to the national team Leone Stars. So I don't think financial constraint is anything that will hinder the progress of the team. It only depends if the boys do not able to, did not decided to give their all for us to have the results. And we all see some of the strides made by the National Sports Authority new boss, Emmanuel Safa Abdullah, you know, advocating for the team, soliciting funds for the team. And definitely I think the motivation given to the boys, that's why we're seeing this kind of performance. And when you look at, wow. Talk now, what do you talk?
Yes, I already talk. So
there's a blast on you.
Yeah.
No.
It's usual and it's normal in Freetown, however, and I guess spectators could understand why we do have that particular break so far. But we're here to give you the very best of commentaries and analysis with regards to this match between Sierra Leone and Guinea Bissau. 24 minutes has been played so far, and Sierra Leone takes the lead by a goal to nothing. A goal scored by the captain, Mustafa Bundu, who played his professional football in England. And our expectation here is to see that the Sierra Leone national team continue with the kind of pressure, the kind of pace they have in this particular match. The unity among the squad is what I'm sensing, Mohamed, so far. And that tells you that Mohamed Kalon is on top of the situation. And his decision with regard to the selection of players is working in this first 24 minutes of play.
Of course, for me, I don't have any doubts, any iota of doubt at all on the coach, Mohamed Kalon. We all know his contribution so far in Sierra Leone football, serving as a player and also currently serving as a coach. Definitely, when you look at the performance of the boys and how eager the boys are in the pitch of play, it shows clearly that they are willing to play for the coach and also want the coach to stay. Remember, for any coach to succeed, you have to have the love from the fans, from the players and also the fans. If the players are not willing to play for a particular coach, definitely no matter how qualified the coach is, definitely the coach will not make it through. And I think Mohamed Kalon is one among the few coaches in Sierra Leone that Sierra Leoneans have been called enough, yearning for, in order for him to take up the responsibility as the head coach of our darling Leone Stars. And finally, the National Sports Authority and also the Sierra Leone Football Association decided to adhere to the call of the general public by giving Mohamed Kalon the responsibility to serve as the head coach for our darling Leone Stars. And I think this will serve as a test case for him. This is the very first match under his leadership. So let's see if Mohamed Kalon will definitely secure a point or either secure 3 points in this very match today. They have another youth tax ahead of we. On Tuesday, we'll be playing against Egypt. And I think Guinea-Bissau, this is a must-win match for us, because looking at the head-to-head record, Guinea-Bissau, you cannot stick them to be more better than Sierra Leone. But for Egypt, we all know in terms of football record in Africa and the world, they are far off better than us. But securing a point in this very match, definitely it will help us to be in a safer side, wide open for the next fixtures ahead of us. That's on the 25th.
Hoping for next fixtures, that'll be on the 25th. We played Egypt, the powerhouse in football in Africa. It could be a very, very tight fixtures for Sierra Leone in that particular match. But of course, today should be a must-win. If only Sierra Leone secure the 3 points, we'll be having 8 points so far in the group as we prepare to play Egypt on Tuesday coming. You're watching Liberty Television, bringing you pictures of the match between Sierra Leone and Guinea-Bissau. It's 12 man. He calls himself Nathaniel Charlo, played at the left-hand side. Very good calculated defense and very confident so far. Playing alongside Jumaba, who played his professional football in France. Of course, it was a defensive blunder for Guinea-Bissau after they conceded that goal scored by Mustafa Bundu.
Indeed, Nathaniel is a player to watch, a very prolific young star, a player that's hailed from CAF Bulom Lunge, playing for FC Kalon Football Club. And for me, I think it is a very, very good selection done by Mohamed Kalon. Looking at Nathaniel's performance, on the ongoing Sierra Leone Premier League that is now called the Leo Rock Premier League, he's one among the few defenders that have been sparking surprises in terms of performance and his contribution for his side. So for me, I think I'm seeing Nathaniel with the squad of the national team Leone Star. It is no doubt at all. And looking at his performance, it tells you Nathaniel, the decision for Mohamed Kalon to select the player, it was
he's on a goal festival and scored a lot of goals for his club.
The question here in the studio, we definitely not seen much of Musa Tumbo in these first 26 minutes of the first half. We definitely would like to see more possession coming, because when we have possession, then you see the delivery of the strikers. We have a very good start in the striking force. Mustafa Bondo, Musa Noah Kama, and Al Hassan. Those are prolific players. We've seen those players in the African Cup of Nations when we last qualified in Ivory Coast. We saw that kind of energy. We saw the delivery from Musa Tumba. Remember the match he scored against Ivory Coast in the Nations Cup. So of course the expectation is huge here, based on Musa Noah Kama in the starting lineup of the national team, while Sky Kama is sitting on the bench. So we're expecting to see a very good comeback in the second half. But the question remains, Mohamed, Sierra Leone, we've been following the national team. They will do all their very best in the first half. But when we come back for the second half, we definitely experience a little bit problems. And of course, it could be difficult for us to win matches and all that. But of course, this start is very good for the national team, and we want to see that pace continue so far.
And it is something that has become a norm within the national team. You know, looking at their previous competition they played, you know, in the international tournament or continental football, you can find out that whenever the guys are playing in the first 45 minutes, you know, they can be everywhere in the pitch, knocking the ball here and there. But just after the recess, you know, when they come back from the recess, definitely you see the pace of the team we started dropping drastically. So for me, I think maybe Mohamed Kalon, with his expertise and also knowledge and all the time being served in football, with his qualification, maybe he has decided to, you know, have a kind of conversation with the player, giving them the tips on what they need to do. You know, football doesn't mean it only has to do with the first 45 minutes, but it's something that has to do with 90 minutes or even beyond 90 minutes. So which means the boys need to keep up the pace so that they can able to last longer in the pitch and also able to confront their opponents. But so far, as it stands, the team's performance speaks volume, and we can see the combination, the networking among the players. The chemistry seems to be working very well, and if only they keep on with this pace, definitely Sierra Leone will secure the 3 points. We cannot even settle for a draw in this very match, you know. And I think the play, it has been held up for a while.
Yeah, I think so the match has been held up for a while. Let's wait and see the continuation. It's an half an hour we've played so far in the first half. 31 minutes gone in the first segment of the 45. Sierra Leone takes the lead by a goal to nothing. Goal scored by the captain Mustafa Bondo. He played for Plymouth in the English Football League so far. But of course, very good start though. It started poorly based on the possession for the Leone Stars of Sierra Leone. But of course, it's encouraging to see that defensive blunder from the Guinea Bissau, while Mustafa Bondo was in attendance to capitalize and put Leone Stars in front. We'll bring the commentaries live from our main studios here in Freetown, the capital. Liberty Television. Continue to send in your messages to our platform, to the Facebook or the YouTube channel, or you send me a message to SMS +23274200545. That's the number you will reach us to our SMS, and you tell us what you think about this particular match between Sierra Leone and Guinea Bissau, as both sides want to secure space in the 2026 World Cup, as we've been seeing a lot of impact for African teams in the World Cup so far. So, it has been very difficult to see African teams qualify to the semi-finals. We've seen African teams in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. The more they move to a new stage, the more we have more participation, more teams being brought into the World Cup.
Indeed, it is really a crucial one for countries in Africa. Remember, we have a total of 53 countries in Africa. that will be competing to book a space to the World Cup 2026 in America, Mexico, and Canada. And remember, among the 53, only 10 countries from Africa will qualify. And you know, the 10 countries that will qualify will join the remaining other countries that will, you know, that will have a total of 48 teams that will be partaking in the World Cup 2026 in Morocco, sorry, in Mexico, America, and also Canada. You know, so it will be a very intensive one for countries in Africa. Remember, 53 countries, only 10 space, you know, will be there for team to book to the World Cup in 2026, right in Canada.
Leo Stars!
Another shots.
Another one. Very good try there. I love that precision.
An outstanding dribbling.
As an outstanding, I think that was a good opportunity. It was Alassane Koma. Very good try, 15 meters away from the goal line. No threat at all. Sierra Leone continue to lead by a goal to nothing. Guinea Bissau looking for the equalizer before we go for the recession period, while Sierra Leone are working on increasing the score line. Guinea Bissau on the possession, 2-man got the ball. They are very confident. He sends the ball to the right hand side. And of course the flag is up for throwing to Guinea Bissau. It's been a very anticipated football in the World Cup 2026 qualifier. And Sierra Leone set to secure these beautiful 3 points if only they could keep under pressure with that enthusiastic mood. And somebody prefer safety than danger, clear the way in the house of the Guinea-Bissau. They're on the position. It's straight by a goal to nothing. 22-man for Guinea-Bissau on the left hand side. Moving towards the central of the park, plays it for his compatriots. Still Guinea-Bissau on the position. They're looking for the equalizer this time. An interception, and the referee says it's a foul. Much foul being committed from the Sierra Leone national team. Mohamed Bangura was the culprit. And this time it's a free kick opportunity to the Bissau.
It was really an infringement by Mohamed Bangura, but I think it was a timely one, because looking at the pace at which the player is moving towards the half of Adalin Leone, I think it was really timely for Mohamed Bangura to tackle, you know, to make that particular tackle. Now it will be a kick advantage for the side of the Guinea-Bissau.
It's a free kick opportunity to Guinea-Bissau, 25 meters away from the goal line. You're watching Liberty Television, bringing you pictures of the 2026 World Cup qualifier, beg your pardon. 22-man plays the ball in the box this time. So a very good interception there from the defensive area of the Leones of Sierra Leone.
And I told you, Jumaba was really, serving as a very cemented defense for Adalin Leone. He headed that one away. I think Jumaba is a player to watch in this match.
His experience speaks volumes for Sierra Leone, and his inclusion to the squad is one to reckon with. From that decision from Mohamed Kalon, people were definitely skeptical whether Jumaba could make it to the national team. Guinea-Bissau this time on the position. They kicked from a distance, deflection, and the ballon wall. This time, the goal scorer turns around, showing some dexterity, admin dispossessed. Play continue. Guinea-Bissau this time, making things complicated for Sierra Leone. It's still Guinea-Bissau, showing some physical dexterity. And that was a foul, says the referee. Both sides are anticipating for the decision from the referee. And I think a yellow card.
Yeah, Nathaniel
to Nathaniel. It's the very first yellow card in the match, and they need to be careful. They definitely need to be careful.
Indeed, it was a very poor one there by Nathaniel Jallo. You know, the tackle was not timely. It doesn't make any sense because looking at the position in which he did the tackle. So I think it was really a deserving one for him. I think the referee did not make any mistake by giving out the yellow card to the player. You know, that will serve as a warning for him, because as a player, when you are in the pitch, after securing a yellow card, it means you need to be calm, because if you decide to do otherwise, definitely the next step that will be taken by the referee is to show the red card, and which will serve as a setback for the whole squad.
We have 7 minutes remaining for the first half regulation time, and Sierra Leone continue to take the lead by goals to nothing. We're bringing you commentaries from Liberty Television in our Facebook, YouTube channel, and definitely on our website as well. Guinea Bissau, they're definitely on the pressure. They are under pressure. They're looking for the equalizer. Guinea Bissau nothing, Sierra Leone 1. 2026 World Cup qualifier. Guinea Bissau playing at the right hand side. Shouting forward to connect. Very confident whenever they got on the ball. It's still Guinea Bissau playing through the wings. It's going to be dangerous this time. An interception there from Jemaba, and the play continue in the box. Could be dangerous this time. Guinea Bissau still holding on the possession. An interception there from the central defense of Sierra Leone. Nathaniel as well has been the culprit, and the ball rolls out of touch for a throwing opportunity to Guinea Bissau.
A timely intervention by the player himself, Nathaniel. Remember the distance Nathaniel came from, to see that he's able to, defend his goal line. Definitely it shows that he's really, really desperate and very much determined to ensure that, Leone Star be on a comfortable side. We now see
first substitution
handing over the captain ban and the responsibility to Kai Kamara, making his way off, while Kai Kamara stepping in to fill the vacuum.
What would be the problem for that early substitution of Mustafa Bundu? Is it not fit for the match? Is the ponding question so far, and he has been substituted, bringing in one of the most prolific striker in the history of Sierra Leone. That's Kai Kamara, has been introduced in the late period of the first half. And Sierra Leone lead by a goal to nothing.
And Mustafa Bundu is one of the star man in the pitch. Substituting him, definitely it is really, 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 really a very difficult decision that has been taken by the head coach, Coach Mohamed Kalon. But we are yet to know what are the reasons behind his substitution. Maybe he's not that fit, for the match. But let's see the impact that Kai Kamara will definitely make for the squad of Leone Star. Remember, the man that has been inculcated to the squad as Kai Kamara is also another, prolific striker, that has contributed a lot to the success of our darling Leone Stars. And remember, he's a veteran. And let's see what impact will definitely make for the squad.
It's a beautiful football being displayed. I love the energy, the enthusiasm from the players for Sierra Leone. They continue to take the lead in the late period of the first 41 minutes gone in the first half. Sierra Leone lead by a goal to nothing. Goal scored by Mustafa Bundu, who played in England for Plymouth. And that was really a step in the right direction to capitalize on that defensive blunder from Guinea-Bissau. This time is a free kick opportunity to Sierra Leone. And Alassane Koma played in Spain, one of the most fastest growing midfielders in Sierra Leone football, with that kind of energy. And whenever he has been introduced to the squad, we have been seeing the efficiency of Alassane within the squad of Sierra Leone. Another free kick for the Leone Stars. Let's wait and see what impact it could create. Is it going to be the second goal that will give them the leverage of securing the 3 points if only they secure 2 goals in the first 45? Kakama is in the pitch. The delivery comes in. Spectacular one for Leone's 14-man. That is Cese Fofana. Very strong and energetic. Start it all over. Goalkeeper Alaje Cisse. I think his very first introduction in the squad of the national team. Plays the ball in the box for the striker Musa Tombo. Play continued. Guinea-Bissau on the possession, looking for to connect on the central of the park. Sim Guinea-Bissau looking for the equalizer before the end of the first 45. They play through the left-hand side, plays it for his compatriots. A very good one for Sierra Leone with the interception, moving towards the offensive, looking for the second goal. This time, Tracy in 14, showing some dexterity, changing the plate from left to right. Alassane Kourouma got the ball right, making things very complicated for Guinea-Bissau. A very good try from the player. But I tell you, Mohamed is a little bit selfish. so to speak, because there are two players in the box waiting for the deliveries. If only he could be making some passes, I think we could have something out of those opportunities coming in.
And as a flank player, definitely when moving the ball, you should always be conscious of the fact that there is a striker in the box waiting, and also having another player from the other wing waiting for you to take the delivery so that they can make things very easy. But you can see so many chances being wasted by Al Hassan. You know, he can dribble very well, but the end of it, the end, yeah, let me say the finish, that there lies the problem on the side of the player. But I think he's a very good player, but he also needs to ensure that he always crosses the ball to his counterpart so that they can make things easy and secure more goals. Remember, now we are dominating the play, and this is the time that we should secure more goals that will make us very, very comfortable so that we can be assured of securing a win in this very match.
It's a beautiful atmosphere in the SKD Stadium in Liberia as Sierra Leone played host to Guinea Bissau in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. They're moving out to the offensive. Sierra Leone plays the ball in the box. A delivery comes in. The chest trap there could be difficult for Guinea Bissau, and they clear the ball out of danger. Somebody replies with the head at this time. Kai Kama steps forward, and goalkeeper is out of his pivot, and the referee sound is 40 for an infringement of the rules. Good pace, good decision, and good start for Sierra Leone.
Indeed, if only we continue, we keep up the pace, definitely we're able to secure 3 points in this very match. But so far, the performance of the boys really speaks volume, and it tells you the first half team selected by Coach Mohamed Kalon, he got it right in the first 45 minutes, and because we see the way the boys are able to compose themselves in the pitch, you know, we can see the players, they are able to hold on to the ball, distributing, you know, making crosses. You know, before this time, we are not seeing short performance within the squad of Leone Stars. And trust me, with the other substitution, looking at the quality players on the bench for Leone Stars, when started inculcating those players to the squad, definitely I'm very sure that, and I'm very optimistic that Leone Star will be able to bargain the 3 points and make Sierra Leonean, you know, jubilate and celebrate for a wonderful victory that will be securing today.
Magnificent starts and an awesome start for Sierra Leone in Liberia, the SKD Stadium, as we lead by a goal to nothing. We will continue to bring you efficiency and commentaries live here at Liberty Television as you are watching us from a different platform. Continue to send in your messages to our Facebook or YouTube channel, or you drop your message to our SMS +23274 200 545. You tell us what you think about this match as Sierra Leone taking the lead by a goal to nothing. We are fastly approaching stoppage time for the first 45, and they still continue to lead. This time it's the free kick opportunity for Sierra Leone. Jumapa, one of the most prolific defenders in African football, he plays the ball in the box. Guinea Bissau picks up the pieces, moving forward to the offensive in the late period of the match. Plays it for his compatriot. Oh, goodness me, is a foul being committed by Alpha Toure for Sierra Leone in a very, very crucial moment of the match. Guinea Bissau looking very strong, though they trail by a goal to nothing from that defensive blunder. And Sierra Leone continue with the kind of energy so far in the first half. 2 minutes gone, and at any time from now we are approaching stoppage time in the first 45. You're getting live commentaries from Liberty Television, one of the best broadcasting houses in Sierra Leone, Freetown. I will continue to bring you pictures of Sierra Leone in the African Cup of Nations qualifier and the World Cup as well. And remember, on Tuesday, Sierra Leone playing Egypt, a powerhouse in football, in the next match for the 2026 World Cup qualifier. The last match that we played in the World Cup was when Liberia knocked Sierra Leone off the World Cup 2026 qualifier. That was a very sad moment. We played in Sierra Leone. We played in the national stadium. I couldn't remember when Kaikama missed the penalty at the national stadium that knocked off the World Cup qualification, Mohamed.
Indeed, I think this is another chance and another opportunity for our darling Leone Stars to ensure they book a space in the World Cup 2026 in America, Mexico, and also Canada. Remember, ever since the inception of the competition World Cup, Sierra Leone never had the opportunity to participate in that particular tournament. Mostly they used to drop them off during the qualification stages, but I think with the kind zest that we're now seeing within the squad, definitely I'm sure and I'm very optimistic that Leone Star, this is the time for Leone Star to book their space in the World Cup and for them to be among the 10 African countries that will definitely qualify. You know, we now have 53 countries, you know, competing in this qualification stage. Only 10 will qualify to join the remaining other countries, because it will be a total of 48 countries that will definitely partake in the 2026 World Cup. So this is the time for Sierra Leone and this is the time for Leone Star. The referee sounds his whistle for the end of the first 45 minutes and I'll go for recess.
Yes, many thanks to all our viewers that have been watching the match. A very good start for Sierra Leone in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. Sierra Leone takes the lead by a goal to nothing. Goal scored by Mustafa Bondo. It's a very good start for Sierra Leone. Many expectations coming in whether they could continue with the enthusiasm, the zest, the power in the next 45 for us to secure the 3 points. That is what we're expecting to see from Sierra Leone, if only we could secure, because we are playing at home. No matter we are playing in Liberia due to the reconstruction of the national stadium in Freetown, but we're still playing at home. It's a very good start, it's a very good anticipation. I love the enthusiasm, the unity between the players. So of course, what is your take with regards to the first half of play and Sierra Leone takes the lead? What's the reason?
Well, of course, for me, I think my darling Leone Stars, they sparked surprises in the first 45 minutes, even though when the match started earlier, you know, we are not seeing much of Leone Stars players, you know, putting up the performance that we're all expecting from them. But later, just when we are approaching the 10 to 15 minutes of play, we started seeing the boys started to compose themselves, you know, they started playing the way we are expecting them to play. Remember, this is a must-win match for us. If we secure 3 points in this very match, definitely to make us comfortable whilst preparing for another fixtures ahead of us. Remember, the fixtures ahead of us on Tuesday, the 25th of March, we'll be playing against Egypt. And Egypt is a very strong side. One we refer to them as the powerhouse in African football. And they are the defending champion, you know, in Africa. Definitely, when we face them, looking at the exposure, the kind of players they have, you know, the leagues most of their players are playing, you know, I think they will be on the advantage side of it. But again, in football, you can expect the unexpected. But for me, I think if only we want to qualify, let's make very good use of this opportunity that we have against Guinea Bissau, you know, because now we're now on the lead by a goal. If only we continue with short performance, definitely I'm pretty sure that Sierra Leone, this is our time to book a space to the next stage of the competition, or probably, you know, qualify to the 2026 World Cup. You know, for me, I think Mohamed Kalon, the team selection is one of the things that for me, I'm very pleased with the first 45-minute team selection. You can sense the fact that we have so many young players among the squad, but they are very determined. It's not about you being professional. You can play, you know, the local league in the country, but it's about how determined you are to deliver. You know, when Mohamed Kalon did the selection, you know, calling on more local-based players more than the foreign-based players, there is this question or concern coming from the public. Why prioritizing the local-based players more than the foreign-based players? Because this is something that has become norm in Sierra Leone football. All our coaches, the foreign coaches and the Sierra Leonean coaches, they have served as head coach for the national team. You know, whenever Sierra Leone is competing in any tournament, you find out that they prioritize the foreign-based players. And when you look at most of these foreign-based players, the leagues that they are playing, it is not that kind of exposed league, you know. And also some of these players, they do not have the playing time, the required playing time. But we always called upon them to serve in the national team. And most of them, they are not able to live up to expectation because they do not have the required playing time that they need in their various clubs. So
let's just look into the nitty-gritty aspects of the match today, because the expectation of the fans has to do with given results.
Yeah, sure.
And the results has been given in the first half. It depends on how best they could keep the pressure to secure the 3 points. But what amazed me was the substitution of Mustafa Bundu. Why he was substituted in the early minutes of the first half. Was he having a knock? Was he not too good? Was he forced to be introduced in the match when he was substituted? So that was some of the things that left us amazed. Why Mohamed Kalon decided to, substitute Mustafa Bondo and bring in Kai Kama in the late period. For me, I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with the player. That's why he
obviously, it is obvious that Mohamed Kalon cannot substitute a star player, of the team just because of we feel like substituting him. And we all see the performance of Mustafa Bondo. He's been the team captain, and we see the kind of leadership displayed that he put on in the first 45 minutes. But when Mohamed Kalon decided to substitute him, there must be a reason. And in football, sometimes even if the player happens to be your star player, when there is need for you to substitute that particular player, you just need to do. Because if you fail to do so, the worst can happen. Maybe the player picked up a knock, in the game, or neither he's not that fit to play. Maybe he just decided to include him to the squad, because of the experience, and maybe because of he know that this player can able to add more value to the squad. So for me, I think Mustafa Bundu's substitution really impacts the team negatively, because we all see the performance he put on in the first 45 minutes and the kind of leadership he showed within the squad. But again, bringing in Kai Kamara, maybe Kai Kamara can able to fill the vacuum perfectly as we're all expecting. But for me, I think Mustafa Bundu really sparked surprise, and he really showed a kind of leadership display in the pitch.
All right, continue to watch. This is Liberty Television. I've been your very first half commentator, bringing you analysis, holistic analysis with regards to the match, and continue to stay with Liberty Television for the very best of information in sports. As today, Sierra Leone playing Guinea Bissau in the World Cup qualifier for 2026, and Sierra Leone takes the lead by a goal to nothing. But I think it's high time we look at a few of the messages coming in from our Facebook page and our YouTube channel to see what the comments coming in from our viewers so far with regards to the match so far. But of course, we continue to look at those messages and comment on some of those messages coming in from different platforms. Continue to send them to the Facebook page or the YouTube channel, or send me your message to SMS to the number +23274 200 545, or send me a message to the Facebook page. The very first one I will take is coming from Alaji. Says the coach has to be very mindful of the midfield, because there is a lot of foul being committed at that particular arena. And of course, we'll continue to look at more messages coming in the program. We're still on the recession period. This is Liberty Television, and we holistically looking at the match between Sierra Leone and Guinea Bissau. We still have some new bits problem.
All right, quickly, let me just look at messages on the side of YouTube. This one is coming from Dauda, saying, why Kai Kamara enter the pitch? The guy Olbu, don't a legend, now we country. I think but I think we also need experienced players within the squad.
Them.
Yeah, we need
them.
They have impact.
Yeah, there is no way we could however, even if you look at those international, those other countries, they have foreign-based players within their squad, and of course, experienced or old players within their squad. So of course, seeing Kai Kamara within the squad, I think is a must, and his experience and expertise in football could help the young boys.
All right, Alassane, there is a gentleman asking a question from the YouTube, saying, wait a minute, we don't have Sierra Leoneans in Liberia, which means he's referring to the support. We're not seeing much of support for our darling Leone Stars. This is the implication, you know, that is currently affecting the national team. Playing our own matches away from home, matches that we're supposed to play here, just because of negligence on the side of the Ministry of Sports and the National Sports Authority. With regards to the stadium renovation, it has taken a couple of years and most of our matches being played away from home. Now, a lot of people refer to SKD Stadium in Liberia as the new Sierra Leone Stadium, because all of our foreign matches, you know, we used to play them right at Liberia SKD Stadium.
Yeah, we'll continue to look at a few messages on our Facebook pages. One is coming from Dennis Awuna. He says, how can I look the game live? Well, continue to stay with our page. You definitely have opportunity to watch the live match that we bring you commentaries on. And the next one I'll look at, it's coming from Mohamed Jane. He says the coach needs to talk to the players to be very, very much focused whenever they got on the ball.
Another message on the YouTube, this one is coming from Emmanuel Bayo, says, we pledge to put our interest above all else. I think that's the code as a Sierra Leonean. Let's put our interest, let's put the country's interest above all else. And let's support and rally beyond our national team, our darling Leone Stars, even though they are playing away from home.
Yeah, continue to send in your messages. In case you are just joining us, we're bringing you holistic analysis with regards to the match between Sierra Leone and Guinea Bissau in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. And Sierra Leone takes the lead by a goal to nothing, a goal scored by Mustafa Bondo in the first half of play as we prepared for the second 45 after the recession period. But however, Mohamed, the synergy between Alpha Cisse and that of Jumaba is actually working. I think this is the very first time we are having those two players working together, and the communication there is definitely working for the national team.
You know, when doing commentaries, normally we used to say the chemistry seems to be working well. You know, we see, you know, Jumaba and that of Bangura, the combination is really intact, because remember, Guinea Bissau, their attacking line, they are so robust, you know, and it not be for the two gentlemen, definitely it could have been a problem for our darling Leone Stars, but they are so much defensive minded and they are so much cemented in the area of defense. So that's why the guys of Guinea Bissau, they're finding it very difficult to be able to break through. So for me, I think bringing Jumaba to the squad, you know, it is an added value, it's a plus for our darling Leone Stars. There is this concern going around that it might be difficult for Jumaba to join our darling Leone Stars, because looking at the people think that probably he decided to choose Guinea other than Sierra Leone. You understand? But he decided to come and represent Sierra Leone. And remember, Jumaba played in the previous Leone Rock Premier League here in Sierra Leone. You know, they just concluded one. From that league, he got spotted, and from there, you know, he has the opportunity to go out there and play straight on the international scene. And since then, ever since then, we're seeing the progress that the player is making currently. You know, remember,
he's one of the most talked about,
one of the most trending, one of the most trending player.
Because if you follow football, you definitely will know that he's a substance. He's one of the players that will count on in lifting the green, white, and the blue. Playing for Leon, playing for Real Valladolid in Spain, and also he awaits to play for
Manchester City.
It's
not Manchester City.
It is what we have been expecting to see more Sierra Leonean players in the most dominated league, the English Premier League, the most watched league in Sierra Leone. And Jumaba is working towards that particular path. So we're expecting to see more players take up that step, follow that footstep of Jumaba in elevating our football. Remember, Sierra Leone is a football nation. Now if you watch, you definitely know that more people are glued to their televisions, to their phones, and watching to see what will be the impact of this particular game. A compliment is coming from our Facebook page from Mohamed Musa Koma. He says, I love the combination in the studio, and you guys are are doing perfectly well. I think it's a compliment.
Yeah, it's a good one. You know, want to appreciate him for the compliments, and of course, we're always here to give you nothing but the very best. You know, always at Liberty Online Television, in all of our programs, ranging from the Breakfast Show, Liberty Sports, Education Talk, and all the other programs, we always ensure that to bring you the very best. And of course, continue to stay with us. We now on the recess. And I think the players, they need to go in and see how best they will have a kind of tete-a-tete discussion with the head coach, Mohamed Kalon, to give them more technical skills, tacticality on how best they can be able to apply them, you know, against their counterparts. Remember, that's one of the answers, you know, for halftime. When you go into the dressing room, you know, the players, the coach and his backroom staff, they will engage the players. After identifying some of the loopholes, some of the mistakes they made in the pitch, you know, they try to see how best they'll go back to the drawing board and correct those mistakes. You know, when they come back to the pitch, they ensure that they do not repeat those mistakes again and ensure they do the rightful or the needful things that will help them to secure 3 points. But for me, I think it is really an excellent performance. You know, it has taken a long time. Sierra Leoneans got the kind of smile, you know. Yeah. Even for us in the studio, we are indeed enjoying it. It is really an enjoyable moment for us here, you know, when Mustafa Bundu, you know, placed the ball back of the net. It is really a joyous moment for us here, and I think that's the same thing for Sierra Leoneans cut across the globe.
Somebody is asking, he goes by the name my boss Teaser is asking, are you guys going to show us the live match? Yes, of course. Continue for stay with we will show the live match as we don't do the very first half commentaries as we await the second half of play. So just continue to stay with us. I will bring you live pictures of the second 45 minutes to our channel, this Liberty Television. And I want to say many thanks to management for giving the opportunities to show pictures of this match and bring in holistic analysis and commentaries. I want to say many thanks to the Liberty Television management for bringing football back to Sierra Leone.
It is very important that for a media house, we always prioritize our audience, because this is one of the call that most of the football fans in Sierra Leone, they have been called upon different media houses cut across the country to ensure that they give them the privilege to be able to see the actions of the national team there in Liberia. Remember, if only the match, you know, could have played here in Sierra Leone, definitely. You know, as we all know, Sierra Leone is a footballing nation. You will have seen a lot of Sierra Leoneans storm the national stadium to gear up the boys. Maybe the players will have scored more than the goal that we are now boasting of. I think the players are now heading back to the pitch from the dressing room. Musa Tombo very desperate behind, you know, in the 9 shirts. Let's see what definitely the impact the boys will make.
When we look at the pictures, Mohamed, when we look at the pictures there, when you look at Juma Bar, you see the morphology.
Very hefty.
It's very empty. These are the players that we needed.
Yeah.
You can compare Juma Bar to that of Musa Tumbo. They do have the same structure.
Oh, yeah.
And those players could be marketed easily, you know, in European football. So that's why we definitely seen the kind of professionalism the player is putting on in his international career. And somebody is just making some corrections that he played for Lens. That's what we've been saying. I don't know whether we did talk about Leone here. He played for Lens. In the French league, but of course he's a Manchester City player. He's on loan to Lens in the French League 1 as we get prepared for the second 45 moment.
It is indeed a very good one, an outstanding performance in the first 45 minutes. Let's see how the second 45 minutes will look like for our darling Leone Stars. And remember, the guys of Guinea Bissau, you know, the players of the Guinea Bissau, they're now coming out from the dressing room to the pitch, you know, in preparation for the second 45 minutes of play. In case you're just joining us, you're warmly welcome and the ride on board Liberty Online Television. I'm bringing you commentaries on the match between Leone Stars of Sierra Leone and that of Guinea Bissau. And this is the second meeting for both sides, you know, in the 2026 FIFA African Nations qualifiers. Remember, 53 countries battling to book a space in the World Cup 2026 in America, Mexico, and you know, Canada, you know, and 10 teams from Africa will qualify. We'll have a total of 48 countries that will definitely, you know, compete in the World Cup 2026 coming, and we will have a total of 106 matches that were played in the World Cup, and I think it will be very, very competitive, and we all see how it is in the qualification stage. All nations across the world that are currently participating in the qualification stage, they are so much desperate to see that they book their space.
It's one of the most decorated and biggest tournaments in the world.
Of course.
So every nation so far would like to qualify. Every country would like to qualify to the World Cup. Even those European nations, whenever they miss out of the World Cup, it reflects. It could build up your economy as a country. When you qualify to Nations Cup, when you qualify to the World Cup, it's adds to the economy, it's build up the players, it markets the country internationally in terms of sports, not only football. So more referees will be attracted to come to your country because you've gained qualifications to the World Cup. So we're expecting to see that history in Sierra Leone football, that for the very first time, remember what we did in the Nations Cup after 25 years, we failed to qualify, and we later qualified to Ivory Coast in that Nations Cup. So we want to break that history here for us to see Sierra Leone qualify to the World Cup.
And indeed, we want to break the history and also change the dynamics this time around. Sierra Leone to book a space in the World Cup 2026. I think it will be a very, very welcoming one for all Sierra Leoneans. The match in progress, from the recess, we're back again for the continuation of the second 45 minutes. In case you're just joining us, you're getting commentaries live on Liberty Online Television, and we're giving you commentaries on the match between Leone Stars and that of Burkina Faso. This is the FIFA 2026 African qualifiers that is ongoing, and the guys of Guinea Bissau, they are desperate this time. The man in 17, take the delivery, ball being intercepted, and it's sluggishly roll out. It's settled for a score in favor of the Guinea Bissau. And I think Capesalu is a player to watch, so much determined on the wings for Leone Stars. Toward this time for Guinea Bissau, the man in 15 shirts going for that one. And let's see what impact they will make with this opportunity. It takes it wide, headed away by a player from Leone Star. The ball is now in the hands of Darling Leone Stars. Tactical skills applied there. Somebody is down. The referee ignored that one. Match continue. This is the twin. Alassane picks it up on the right hand side. Place it there to Abu Dhabi. And this is Bangura. Sends it downfield to the man in 12. An outstanding performance. Jumaba in 21 shirts. A lovely combination there on the defensive side. Sent it wide. Ball drops very close to the 18-yard box. Player is down. I think
it's Kai Kamara. I think Kai
Kamara is down, of course.
It's a very, very good opportunity for Sierra Leone in that sport. I think it could create some leverage for for them to create some impact in this particular free kick opportunities. They need to score the second goal, Mohamed. We don't need not to be complacent of the fact of the single goal we scored in the first half, but if we increase the tally, it gives us the leverage to secure the 3 points.
I love the strike there by Kai Kamara, and it tells you football has to do with experience, not only the age. Alassane, one of the twins, the man in 8, set to take the delivery. Let's see what impact will this one make for Darling Leone Stars. This is Alassane waiting for the instruction of the referee. Sent it wide. Oh, ball being intercepted. A player for Guinea Bissau cleared it off, prefers safety than danger. Now Leone Stars. It is still Leone Star. The man in 14 shirts for Darling Leone Stars skies it. Oh, out of touch it goes. It poses no threats, nobody there to complement its efforts. A kick advantage for Guinea Bissau.
There is a very good start for Leone Stars in the second half, I beg your pardon. And we are sensing the kind of cooperations between the players. The energy is there. and of course we are expecting to see that they continue with short enthusiasm before the end of the 90. The spectators here back home are expecting to see a very good result. We should not be held to a draw.
Yeah.
It must be a must win for Sierra Leone to secure 8 points in the group. Remember, we have to play a powerhouse in African football, that's Egypt. That is really a very tough match, so to speak, for Leone Stars coming Tuesday.
Indeed, a very tough one for Leone Stars, for them to book their space to the next stage. But it could be easy for them if only they're able to secure 3 points in this match. And of course, Leone Stars, the man in 18, Kapesalu, started all over to the man in 21 shirts, that is Jumaba for Darling Leone Stars. And let's see, headed away by the man in 2 for Guinea Bissau. Leone Stars managed to win it back. And of course, this is Musa Tombo, one of the most popular and the most talented Sierra Leonean player. A lot of people referring to him as the fans' favorites.
But we're
not seeing much of Musa Tombo in the match.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's Kai Kamara! Good opportunity.
That was an offside.
I was expecting an offside, but I think the opportunity.
It was an offside.
The decision now comes from the referee. It would have been the second goal for Sierra Leone. And look at the ball.
It's a very good one by the striker himself.
Sure.
Sometimes you need to attempt. Maybe the referee will ignore that particular one.
And remember, it's difficult. We're not playing with VAR in this African football qualifier so far. So of course you must take those chances and opportunities whenever you got on it.
That's why a lot of people refer into African football as one of the competition that is very, very difficult to play. Remember, playing without VAR. So whatever decision the referee made will definitely stands. So that's why you need to always be mindful whenever you're playing in Africa, playing against the referee. It is something very important. Kapesalu being pulled off. And it was really, really a very bad tackle by a player on the Guinea-Bissau side. We've seen the stretcher being called upon. Let's see if Kapesalu will be off the pitch. And it will be another difficult one for Darling Leone Stars. Remember, Kapesalu is one of the contributors for the progress within the squad.
Yeah, it's one of the most decorated home base players.
Yeah.
So of course, seeing him within the squad of Leone Stars, I'm pretty sure it's no doubt, because we've been watching him in the Leone Walk Premier League, and his contribution is immense in the local football. So of course, his display here, his mentality here, and the stats of Sierra Leone national, I think is one to welcome it so far, and we continue to expect to see more good performance from that defensive end.
We're expecting more good performance from the side of Darling Leone Stars. It is now the Guinea Bissau, the man in 3, started over again. They're penetrating, applying some skills right at the center of the park. It is the man in 5, sent it wide. Guys of Guinea Bissau still enjoying possession here. Leone Star wins it. This is Bangura. It is now Jumaba. Kapesalu being pulled off. A throw this time for Darling Leone Stars.
I think the tactical skills for Mohamed Kalon is really working.
It's really working.
Considering the display of these local base players. Remember, there's been a lot of criticism so far bringing in the own base players within the squad, but I think they've been very, very much instrumental, and the impact they've created here is one to welcome it if only they continue with the pressure so far.
Sierra Leoneans are now started seeing the importance of the team selection that Mohamed Kalon made for the nation, incorporating more home-based players other than the foreign-based players for the very first time in the history of football in Sierra Leone. We're seeing a dominance of local-based players than the foreign-based players. And we're now seeing the impact the boys are making currently in the pitch. Very constructive football they played. And you can see the combination among the players. It tells you the guys are so much determined and the players are really willing here to see that Mohamed Kalon succeed. Abu Dhabi is down.
So it could be a very bad knock for him.
Indeed.
And he's one of the most experienced within the midfield area for Sierra Leone. I remember his previous match when he played, he scored from a distance, 25 meters away. From a distance, he was able to secure a goal for Sierra Leone. I think Abu Dhabi has been long-serving player for Sierra Leone based on the home-based experience, and is something that we could count on. I think it's up for continuation of the match.
And indeed, the match is still in progress. The guys of Guinea Bissau, they're still trailing behind by a single goal. They are in shout of an equalizer. Let's see if the guys were able to secure an equalizer before the end of the match. 55 minutes gone so far. And this is the second 45 minutes. And in case you're just joining us, you're watching us live on Liberty Online Television. And you can add your input by dropping us your comments to either of the platform that you're watching us from. And also send me a message on 074 200 545. A player for the side of Leone is down. And I think, let's see, the attention of the physio is being called upon. And that is the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper number 1 for Darling Leone Stars. That is Alaji Cisse. Let's see if the player will be fit to continue with the remaining time in these fixtures.
I think it's 56 minutes has been played so far into this match, and goalkeeper Alpha Cisse, it's been very much impressive so far in this match. I think he has been badly hit. He's having some medication from the physio. In fact, for continuation, in case you're just joining us, we're bringing you live commentaries at Liberty Television, and continue to drop in your messages on our Facebook and YouTube channel, or you send us a message to the number +232 74 200 545. And of course, we definitely will be looking at those messages at the end of the match so far.
And I think the goalkeeper is really suffering from a knock. Let's see if he will be fit for the continuation of the match. But indeed, he has been proving very much instrumental on the defensive side or within the goal line for Darling Leone Stars. An outstanding performance so far, Mohamed Kalon. And there is this concern when Mohamed Kalon selected his 2 brothers to serve in the backroom staff. There is this concern why Mohamed Kalon decided to choose his 2 brothers whilst we have other better coaches in Sierra Leone, and it's not a family thing, but we're now seeing it seems to be working here.
Yeah, well, that's a huge concern based on that selection. But I'm pretty sure he has the responsibility as head coach, and whatever I think or whoever he wants to work with as backroom staff, the FA gives him the leverage to select his backroom staff. If they do not deliver, then I think the decision will come from the Sierra Leone Football Association. But like you actually mentioned, I think it's really working, because if you talk about the 2 brothers, that's Musa Kalon and Kemokai, we all know the impact they've created in Sierra Leone football. The likes of Musa Kalon, he was the former coach for FC Kalon, and remember, he has contributed a lot. He has played for Sierra Leone national team as well. So those are not new folks. They are old names and they are experienced people in terms of footballing in Sierra Leone. So we just don't, those anticipations are very early. You know, it's very early, and we all know the dynamics in Sierra Leone. Many people are looking to see the downfall of an appointment given to a Sierra Leonean brother.
Oh yeah.
So those are things that we should not dwell on. All we're expecting is to pray for them to succeed. And if they succeed, it's Sierra Leone that succeed, because here we love football and we want to see the progress of the national team. We want to see Sierra Leone qualify to the Nations Cup. We want to see Sierra Leone qualify to the World Cup. So all we need to do is to give the support to the technical team for them to give us the results.
Indeed, all what Sierra Leone need this time around is to give the required support to the boys and also the technical team so that they can be able to secure space in World Cup 2026. We see Kaikama rise up for the header, but he got it wrong. A player is down for Guinea Bissau, and it's up again, very much determined for the continuation of the match. It is high time for us to prioritize our local base players and also our local coaches. For those criticizing Mohamed Kalon, we all know Mohamed Kalon is one of the most qualified coach in Sierra Leone. Looking at his coaching certificate that he secured recently, you know, having pro license B coach, I think it is something good to write home about. And for him to give the responsibility to serve as head coach, I think it is no mistake at all from the side of the Ministry of Sport and the National Sports Authority together with the Sierra Leone Football Association.
Musa Tombo,
the man of the movements,
fantastic.
Place the ball back of the net. Musa Tombo. Leone now leading. It is really a comfortable
celebration, Mohamed. A celebration's coming from Musa Tombo. Can we read from those wording? Can we read from the wordings there? It is a very, very good.
I think Musa Tombo sending a message back home.
And what is the message
on the shirt?
What is the message is what we're anticipating to see. It was really the second defensive blunder.
It was indeed a very good strike. Looking at the two goals, you know, Leone Stars have scored so far. It tells you the strikers, you know what it takes to serve as a striker. It is indeed a very good and a perfect finish by Musa Tombo, now placing Sierra Leone on the lead. It's really a comfortable lead, leading Guinea Bissau by 2-0. I think it is something good to write home about.
He has been a fantastic goal scorer, and I love that particular
He's the man's favorite.
He's the favorite. Yes, giving that hug to the legend in Sierra Leone football, head coach Mohamed Kalon. It shows that the camp is in a unifying force. It's been a very long time. We sense that energy, Mohamed, within the squad. And Musa Tombo being in the score sheet speaks volume. Is the most loving local-based player in Sierra Leone. And of course, scoring that goal means a lot. And I guess outside the studio, we probably could be getting the kind of accolade, the kind of support to Musa Tombo and the national team. So it's 2 for Leone Stars and nothing to Guinea Bissau.
The guys of Guinea Bissau making substitution. The man in 18 coming off, otherwise the man in 14 making his way in to fill the vacuum. It tells you the guys want to correct their mistakes. Remember, 2 of the goals that they have conceded so far, they are goals that caused by the defensive side. It was really a defensive blunder on the side of Guinea-Bissau, but it's good that the strikers for Leone Stars able to capitalize on those mistakes and utilize the opportunity very well. Leone Stars are now on the lead by 2-0 for the guys of Guinea-Bissau. Another chance again for Leone Stars. The guys of Guinea-Bissau, they're now on the move. It is the man in 9, sent it wide, switch it over, it was a diagonal cross from the left hand side, switch it over to the right hand side, but it was way high for the man in 22 shirt. Not able to hold on to the ball roll off, and it's set for a 2. Leone Star Nathan Jallo set to take the delivery, sent it wide. It is Nathan Jallo, and this time around Leone Stars, they're still on possession. Wins it back. It is the twin Al-Hassan. This is Musa Diaby. Abu Diaby, pardon. It's all this time for Guinea Bissau.
I think playing without Augustus Carbo and Issa Kalon does not reflect the outcome of this particular match so far. And the likes of the defense, you know, the likes of Steve Coker, you know, and the rest of the players who are not included in the squad. I guess this is a very good start for Mohamed Kalon, and we're expecting more. We are not going to be complacent of the result, but of course it's a very, very good start for Leone if they keep under pressure. So for introducing Kai Kama, that was you know, an assist coming from Kai Kama based on the pressure that we level in the defensive area for Guinea Bissau that got the second goal from the most popular local base player, Musa Tumbo.
And indeed, we playing without key players within the squad phases or renowned phases for Darling Leone Stars, the likes of Usman Kake, who has been serving as captain of late, and also Steve Coker, and also Indolo Mustafa is another player. You know, a player that sparked surprises in the previous matches Leone Stars play. And of course, playing without Augustus Carbo. But remember, some of these players have knocks. You know, some of them picked up injury in their different leagues.
This is Sam again. He's still holding on the ball. I don't have problem with this player, Mohamed. He definitely have problem in releasing the ball in the time the strikers are waiting for that particular opportunity.
Al-Hassan is a very good and a quality player, very much skillful, but one of the problems that the player have is the fact that he cannot release the ball on a timely manner. And this is something affecting the progress of the team. If only Edu releases the ball on a timely manner, definitely Leone Stars could have recorded more goals than the 2 goals that we are now boasting of. And I think Al-Hassan needs to step up. He's very good, he's a ball carrier, you know what to do when he's in the pitch, he's very skillful. You know, defenders are finding him very difficult to hold on to, but his delivering aspect is something that is questionable. But I think he'll see how best he'll work on that particular fault on his side, because Leone Stars are here for business and they want to record more goals. By scoring more goals in these fixtures against Guinea-Bissau, I think that will place us on a better footing whilst we prepare for the fixtures ahead of us against you know, Egypt, that is the powerhouse of African football and the defending champions. The match still in progress. It is now the guys of Guinea-Bissau. Juma Ba was right in attendance, and Juma Ba is a player to watch. This is Nathaniel Jallo. It is Nathaniel plays it forward, and this time around it is Kai Kamara. Sent it there to Musa Tumbo. And a timely one by the man in 3, and indeed it was really a very good defense there by the man in 3 for Guinea-Bissau.
I think when Kai Kamara was introduced, we've seen the life back of Musa Tumbo. The 2 players are working together, and we've seen a little bit change in the possession. Silent holding the ball, very confident. The possessioner is working for the national team, and they are expecting to increase more goals. We want to score more goals to have the confidence of securing the 3 points for me.
Indeed, Kai Kamara, there is no doubt at all. You know, Kai Kamara, Musa Tumbo is one of his favorite players. Remember before this time when there was an issue against the player Musa Tumbo when the national team or the coach by them decided to drop him off the squad as coach Amidou Karim. There's this concern.
I'm just seeing a message from our Facebook page. Somebody saying, "Na Portugal na one play."
That is too huge for us.
It's a Portugal one play.
Guys of Burkina Faso recorded a goal. That is now 2-1 in favor of Leone Stars.
So it's
we said it before this time. Leone Stars can do well in the first 45 minutes, but they always have faults of securing goals and to also maintain, you know, their lead. And now we started seeing the guys of Guinea-Bissau recording goals. See, that was
from a distance. Look at it! Wow, fantastic finish.
Looking at the distance.
Was a little bit bad for Leone Stars. The Guinea-Bissau, they've got their consolation goal. It's 2 for Sierra Leone and 1 for Guinea Bissau. We're expecting much, but the team has to be mindful of, you know, like you mentioned, of securing the goal. Whenever they've got goal, they have to secure. They need not to be complacent of those 2 goals that we score. Although they are doing very well on the possession, but we must ensure that we score more goals.
Yeah. Another chance again!
Musa Tomo, was it Musa Tomo? Very good work.
A very good one. But it was not properly placed by Musa Tomo. But indeed, it was a very good cross by Al Hassan. Indeed, he is a very good player. If only he put himself together, focuses on scoring more goals other than being stylish on the pitch, definitely Leone Star will score more goals.
I think, Mohamed, there is more to play. This is not yet over. This match is not yet over.
Indeed.
Until it is over. There is much to play. The Guinea-Bissau, they've come back into the match. They're holding on the possession, now looking for the equalizer. They've got a consolation. Now, at this moment, we need to be very mindful defensive-wise. And the technical side need to be proactive on players that we need to introduce in the second half for us to continue with a very good performance.
You know, it is something normal in football. Whenever you are leading a team by 3 goals or neither 2 goals, you find out that whenever you allow that particular team to have a consolation goal, it will serve as a motivation for the squad. Because having secured a consolation goal, that will gear up the boys, you know, for them to go in for more goals. And that is exactly what we're seeing here. But again, looking at the bench, we have so many talented players there. And this is one of the problems that was affecting our darling Leone Stars during the era of Hamidou Karim. You can find out that Hamidou Karim, you know, he can do very well in terms of team selection, but substitution is something that he has problem with. You know, he can wait until almost to the tail end of the match, then he started making substitution when things has gone wrong or things has gone bad. So I think it will be very important if only we do the necessary correction earlier than wait when it is too late. Another kick to be taken, fence being erected on the side of Leone Stars. The player take the delivery, but it was a way off. It poses no threat. It will be a goal kick on the side of our darling Leone Stars.
Yeah, fantastic start for Leone Stars. Though the match has been a cracking moment, and one who says much more difficult to understand or to predict at the end. But of course, they still have the leverage. They still stand in front, leading by 2 goals for nothing. But of course, the boys' performance speaks volumes, and it has been more appreciable. But we must add more. We must add more goals. So I think the very second substitution, I think Tracy Cisse has been substituted and bringing in John Cisse to replace him in the defense. I told you there's a problem in the defensive area, and Mohamed Kalon bringing in another defender goes by the name John Cisse to replace Tracy in the second half.
It is indeed a very timely one, because looking at the momentum, you know, the way it's keep increasing for both sides, and also most especially for the side of Guinea Bissau, it means it is timely for us to include defenders that were able to hold on to our defensive line. And I think bringing in, you know, the player called John B. Cisse, it is really a very good one. And I think John B. Cisse will definitely impact more energy to the defensive side. Remember, if only we want to bag home the 3 points, we need to be defensive minded. Even though we are short of more goals, but we also need to be defensive wide and defensive minded. This is Al Hassan being pulled off, anticipating for foul, but the referee ignored that one. The guys of Guinea Bissau are now on the rampage. Juma Ba was right in attendance, headed it away. And of course, you're watching us live on Liberty Online Television, and we're bringing you commentaries on the match between Leone Stars and that of Guinea Bissau. It is now in the second 45 minutes of play. Leone Stars are leading by 2-1, and let's see if the guys of Guinea Bissau were able to turn things around. But we pray that Leone Stars able to add more goals, or they, you know, keep their goal line as it is, so that they can concede more goals and possibly bag home the 3 points. Through this time for Darling Youngsters. Mesmerizing performance. This is the first game played by Coach Mohamed Kalon, serving as the head coach, and this will serve as a test case for him. And let's see, with so many criticism from the fans with regards to the team selection, and also the attitude of the head coach. And let's see if Mohamed Kalon got it right here with his team selection. Match being held up for a while. I think
the referee calling for a stretcher.
Oh, somebody's down on the side of Darling Youngsters. Let's see which player is down. Oh, substitution to be made on the side of Guinea Bissau, the man in 7 stepping in, and also Suri Mani and Beto 9 and 20 being inculcated to the squad. And they substituted Dijo in 7 and bringing in another player to fill the vacuum. And it tells you Darling Youngsters need to be very, very much focused. They need not to be complacent at all. In African football, you cannot say because you are leading, then you started losing attention in the pitch. Then the players are now cooling off for beats. But so far it is indeed a very intense match and a very, very competitive one. Both sides want to secure spots in the World Cup 2026.
Yeah, of course, both sides have been up to the task. Leone Star and that of Guinea Bissau is a match of 2 equals, so to speak. But of course, Sierra Leone has proven more dividend in the match. But of course, conceding the consolation from Guinea Bissau could be threats to the Leone Stars of Sierra Leone. So of course, we just want to see the kind of impact the coach will create, because whenever a team is in a very difficult and complicated moment, it depends on the technical credibility and know-how of the head coach in bringing our players to be replaced. Of course, we've done our second substitution, bringing in John Cisse to come and add some spice in the second corner. So if you look at the goal scored by Guinea Bissau, one would say is definitely goalkeeping blunder, because that was from a far distance. You know, that was like 25 meters away from the goal. So we are not expecting a player to kick from that distance and score in that particular match, Mohamed.
And indeed, I think the goalkeeper needs to be very, very much mindful of the fact that this is a much needed match, and Leone Star want to do everything within their powers to ensure that they secure 3 points in this match. Remember, playing against Egypt, it will be a very tough one for Leone Stars, and this is one of the fixtures that a lot of football fans refer into a match of 2 equals. It is a deciding one and an unpredicted one, because both sides, you know, have the same exposure and also the same edge in terms of football. Bringing in the man in from CAF Boulogne, and that is a player called IB Computer. Musa Tumbo is about to be substituted. Bringing in IB Computer and also Momo Kamara. Remember, Momo Kamara is a very, very prolific young player playing with the under-20 boys.
Yes,
and with his performance with the under-20 boys, definitely it got the attention of Coach Mohamed Kalon for him to be selected to join the national team. And I think with the inclusion of these 2 players, definitely Leone Stars will bounce back and they were able to spark more surprises in the match.
Yeah, of course, Momo Kamara is a very good and phenomenal player. I could remember the under 20 you mentioned. He won about 3 man of the match award in that under 20. So those transition is what we were expecting to see in Leone Stars. Seeing players transiting from the under 20 side coming to the senior national team is the expectation of the coach. That has been one of the things that we are expecting to see in Leone. So seeing Momo Kamara in the second half, IB competes as well, is a household name in the Leone Premier League. I think it's a very good substitution, Mohamed.
And indeed, a very good substitution. Bringing in IB Computer, a key figure for Bull Rangers, you know, the 3 times back-to-back champions of the Leone Premier League. And of course, being incorporated here. It is a very good one. Let's see what impact will the 2 players make for the side of Adali Leone Stars. The match still in progress. The guys of Guinea Bissau, they lose possession again. The referee sounds his whistle. It was an infringement by the man in 21. That's Juma Ba. Let's see. It will be a kick advantage for the side called the Guinea Bissau. The man in 15 set to take the delivery. He's behind the ball waiting for the instructions of the referee. And it's Jefferson Ikadi. Jefferson Ikadi in 15. Place it there for the man in 17 shirt. Skies it. Jumaba was right in the center circle. Cleared it off. Headed it away. And the player is down, the man in 3. I think a player again for the side of Leone Stars is also down. It is really a mesmerizing performance here for both sides. And this is the 2026 World Cup African qualifiers. 10 countries will be qualifying from Africa. And we have a total of 53 countries in Africa competing in this qualification stage. The man in 3 that was down is up again. Very much determined to see how best to contribute to his side. A very good and outstanding performance from both sides. But indeed, Leone Stars' short performance that they have put on and we displayed, we're seeing on the side of Leone Stars. It is something worth celebrating. Jumaba is up again. And it's one of the best on the defensive side. Goalkeeper set to take the delivery. Goalkeeper Alaji Cisse. It is Alaji Cisse with a goal kick. Sent it wide. Out of touch it goes. And I think the goalkeeper is one of the problems that we currently experiencing within the squad. He's so complacent. I don't know. Looking at the whole situations that become, Leone Stars are now leading. I think everything is over.
Yes. Yeah. I think we must expect something good out of this match. And like you mentioned, the goalkeeping area needs to be that kind of accuracy we should expect from the goalkeeping area, because the pressure is coming in now in the second half for the Guinea-Bissau side. They are looking for the equalizer. This is the time. This 82 minutes gone, when I think we still have 8 minutes for regulation time. So we're expecting to see more defensive work if we want to secure these 3 points. We must be focused on the defensive mentality, because the Guinea-Bissau side, they are very robust now, looking for the equalizer. But we do have few minutes more for the end of the regulation time.
Indeed, we have few more minutes. A player on the side of Guinea-Bissau is down. This is Momo. Poor there by Momo Kamara. Poor finish. Indeed, Leone Stars, they has been very, very much determined to ensure that they secure the 3 points. Jefferson Ikadi with a 2 for Guinea-Bissau. It is Jefferson, sends it wide to the man in 4. A throw again. To be taken by Jefferson. He started to the man in 2. And they started all over again to the half. It is the man in 2 for Guinea Bissau. Lovely moments and enterprising football watching. It is indeed a very intensive match between the two sides, Leone Star and that of Guinea Bissau. Alassane, what is your assessment? Do you think Leone Stars will be able to keep up to the pace as we gradually approaching moments of separation? It is 84 minutes gone in the second 45 minutes.
Yes, of course. I think they could lead to expectation. The head coach could now more focus on playing defensive wise we play on the break whenever we got on the ball. So that is what we're expecting to see, because we just have 6 minutes for regulation time, and the pressure keep coming in for Guinea Bissau. So the 3 points is what we want, is what the Leone Stars are trying to secure. So this time they should more be focused on defending than attacking. They could only play on the break because Kaikama is still on the forefront, and I remember Musa Tumba has been substituted, bringing another player to act on spice in the match. So all we need to focus in is to play on the counter-breaking offense whenever we got on the ball. But defensive-wise is much more preferable at this moment of the game.
Indeed, we need to be more defensive-minded in ensuring that we secure the 2 goals that we have recorded. For the guys of Guinea-Bissau not to level terms. Somebody is down on the side of Guinea-Bissau, and Capesalu happens to be the culprit. A high-profile match we're watching, and both sides are so determined. It is the guys of Guinea-Bissau. The throw is time for the Guinea-Bissau. Jefferson takes it there to the man in it, sent it wide. This is IB Computer. Let's see. It is Computer, place it there to the man in 17 shirts. They lose possession. The guys of Guinea-Bissau hold on to possession. It is John A.C.C. gives away possession. John with a tackle. I think it is indeed a timely one.
Yeah, of course, that was a timely one, though it's a very bad one based on the spots where the foul was committed. But let's wait and see how it could go so far in this particular match. We need to be careful based on the areas where fouls have been committed in this particular match. More opportunities have been coming in for Guinea-Bissau in this particular match. More in the late period of the second 45. Another header has a very good chance, and the goalkeeper did extremely well. It's set for a goal kick, though it poses no threat to the Leone Stars. This time they should be focused defensive-wise. We should be very strong and get the pace to keep the match going until the end of the 90 minutes.
Indeed, Leone Stars players need to step up to ensure that they keep the pace, and we are gradually approaching the end of the match. 3 more minutes, and let's see what will be the added time from the officiating referee. It is the man in 7. And so far, it is a very good performance. And indeed, Mohamed Kalon, we've now seen him, on the touchline giving some directives to the boys. It tells you Mohamed Kalon really, really desperate, in ensuring that he secured the 3 points in this match.
Yeah, I think this is the very first match for Mohamed Kalon. I think it could be very prudent if only he secure the first 3 points of his appointment in his first match as the head coach of Sierra Leone. So I think he could not be confident at this moment, but of course he is focused on watching where the problem lies and how the boys will keep the pace, how they will keep the courage on keeping these 3 points, because it means a lot on our next preparation for Egypt's match on Tuesday. This could give us the spirit. It could give the spirit to the team whilst we play Egypt on Tuesday coming. It's another fantastic delivery for Guinea Bissau, and Sierra Leone got the loose ball, moving forward to the offensive, and I think Kai Kamara coming that index. Yes, very good one from Kai Kamara, and they've won themselves a throw in to Sierra Leone.
Indeed, it is a very robust striking we're seeing from the side of Leone Stars. Kai Kamara is very much robust in the up front. As you can see, what exactly happened just now is that the goalkeeper, has realized the fact that Leone Star strikers, they are so robust, so that's why he decided to place the ball, safety than the worst happened, just like what we saw happen in the first half and also in the early hours of the second 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a players down for Leone Stars. They procrastinating the time, whatever it is in football.
And that is African football. So
that's
African mentality.
Football, so we just have to manage that particular description there. So Mohamed Kalon is very worried, and as a head coach, he wants to see the results. He wants to see the results, and he wants to get the accolade, winning his very first match after being appointed as head coach of Sierra Leone. It's a very good opportunity for us.
And indeed, we also see Mohamed Kalon demonstrating to the boys that the ref has added 5 more minutes, which means they need to step up.
Yes, they need to step up, and I think 5 minutes is huge. It's a very long time in football, more especially when you want to secure a header could come, very good one. More especially when you want to secure that 3 points, and 5 minutes added to the time. The 5 minutes is for the two teams. Anyone could score from that particular added time. But I think the way the boys are playing here, we could get something out of this one.
Indeed, we could get something out of this, and I think if only the boys are able to keep up to the pace, looking at the remaining time, definitely if only they're able to keep up to the pace, definitely Leone Stars will bag home the 3 points, which would be a very, very encouraging one for us. Remember, with shorter points, now we have a total of 8 points in the group standings. I think that will place us in a very comfortable position while going in for the next match against Ivory Coast.
So
Kai Kamara, despite the age, boy, Kai Kamara is so agile in the pitch.
Very agile, like you mentioned, in the striking force to keep the defenders of Guinea Bissau very tight so far. Because now it's definitely complicated, Mohamed, how the possession is going for Guinea Bissau. They are everywhere. They get on the ball. They have level to knock it from left to right, and Leone Stars extensively defending this particular match with Let's Be. I'm afraid if only we don't show the kind of robust chasing methodology in this particular one. But I guess they are up there, and like you mentioned about Kai Kamara is everywhere to see that things are okay in the upfront.
Yeah, that's indeed one of the twins. I told you earlier on about
very skillful player so far. He's very skillful. Whenever I go on the ball, you sense the accuracy so far. He's one of the most consistent over the past few months when Leone Stars is playing international. We saw Augustus Carbo came as the most efficient and most consistent player with the likes of Alassane, who was up there. But later we saw Augustus Carbo efficiency in scoring goals and his anticipation in the squad so far. But I think we have good players in Sierra Leone if the opportunities are given. If the Leone Premier League is consistent, we're playing it every year. We could have more young boys coming to the national, like you talk about Momo, who have transitioned from under 20 to the national team. It's a very good call up for Mohamed Kalon.
And indeed, just like you rightly mentioned, if only we want to get it right in football in Sierra Leone, definitely we need to prioritize our local league. You know, most of the countries in Africa, you can notice that their league always, you know, is functioning, you know, very well. Governments always prioritize the league. They give support. Corporate houses normally step in to give support. But for Sierra Leone, if not for the Leone Rock, you know, sponsorship, it could have been a problem for the runnings of the Leone Rock Premier League.
Yeah,
because the fact within the 2 years that Leone Rock take upon the honors for them to sponsor the league, we see we have a very effective league that is, you know, playing in the country. And even this one, we see the kind of efficiency of that particular league. So I think having a top flight league in the country that is functioning well is a good one.
IB Computer
displaying skills.
Very skillful so far.
Displaying
very
skills.
meticulous, a very meticulous player. And I think we expected to see all the very best. That was a very good skill from IB Computer. And that substitution is immense so far from Mohamed Kalon. It could add some leverage. It could add some leverage to the national team on the substitution. That is how you sense quality control.
Oh yes, that makes a difference.
Yeah, that makes a difference. When you introduce a player in the second half, you definitely see the impact of that player.
Yeah.
It means that substitution is relevant to the national team.
Yeah, indeed. And of course, a very good display here by the boys. And this is Kai Kamara, Jumaba. And it is the man in 5 for Darling Leone Stars. Love the moments, Leone Stars. They're now on the rampage. Another opportunity again for Leone Stars.
Fantastic one.
Finally,
it's 3 for
Leone Stars seal the win.
That was
It's three goal in favor of Leone Stars. And whilst the guys of Guinea Bissau, they are still trailing behind, the man in 5 finally makes the difference here. And that is a very outstanding one there by the player called Alpha Toure. Leone Stars now finally secured a comfortable lead. 3-1. Indeed, a very good performance. Mohamed Kalon got it right in his team selection and also the substitution. Indeed, a player in 6.
That was Ibrahim Toure. Ibrahim Toure.
IB Computer.
That's IB Computer got the 3rd goal for Sierra Leone. In the studio, in Liberty Television, you sense the dexterity, the
celebration everywhere in the building.
We can feel the celebrations outside the studio from our top management staff here, the staff working for Liberty Television, celebrating the goal. It means a lot for Sierra Leone. Football is working. Football is a primary source of income here. It's add to the economy. It brings people together. Whenever Leone Stars play, everywhere so far.
Finally, the match has come to an end. The match has finally come to an end. A player called Ibrahim Toure sealed the gap, and they finally sealed the win for Darling Leone Stars. Leone Stars secure a comfortable win against Guinea Bissau in the return leg right there in Liberia SKD Stadium. A very good performance here by the boys, and Coach Mohamed Kalon, you know, displaying skills and also showing a kind of professionalism. And this happens to be a test case match for the coach, and this is the first encounter under the leadership of Mohamed Kalon, and he got it right. The team secured comfortable lead by 3-1. I think this will serve as a hope and motivation for the boys whilst preparing for the match ahead of us against Egypt.
This all the best so far for this particular match, and the expectation for Tuesday will be build up. It's build up from this match today. Whilst we play Egypt, and we want to see fantastic match, fantastic cooperation between the boys. It tells you Mohamed Kalon is one of the best coaches, local coaches in Sierra Leone, and is up to the task without selections which have been criticized over the past week since he was given the job. He has proven it. He has proven it, people from wrong to right on this particular match. All the best to our Darling Leone Stars, and all the best to the fans here in Freetown that gives the support to the national team. And this is how we also want to say many thanks to management of Liberty Television to bring holistic pictures of this match and analysis so far. And of course, I've been your first half commentator and midway second half analyst for this particular match, Al-Hassan Pablo. Till we meet again, and we want to say congratulations to our darling youngsters.
Indeed, a very good performance by the boys. We want to say a very big congratulations to Coach Mohamed Kalon and his backroom staff, for selecting a very good team that will represent us there in Liberia to face the guys of Guinea Bissau. Indeed, it is an outstanding performance by the boys. We hope that they will keep up with this speed whilst preparing for the big match ahead of us against Egypt in the 2026 African Nations qualifiers that is ongoing. 10 countries will, fighting for a space in the World Cup 2026 that will be played in Mexico, America, and also Canada. And of course, a total of 53 countries in Africa competing to secure qualification. So we hope and pray that Sierra Leone will be among the lucky 10 countries that will definitely secure their spots in the World Cup 2026. Of course, continue to stay with us. Of course, here at Liberty Online Television, we always prioritize giving the best to our followers and also our viewers out there. We know that Sierra Leone is a footballing nation, and football happens to be one of the most followed sports and one of the most loving sports that Sierra Leoneans love so much, to an extent that they can always vie to watch any of the matches Leone Stars are playing, or any category within the Sierra Leone football, ranging from under 20, under 23, and the national team. So that's why we always prioritize bringing you commentaries whenever the national team is playing. And hopefully on Tuesday, on the 25th of March, when we'll be playing against Egypt, we'll definitely bring to you holistic commentaries and analysis of that match. Continue to stay with us, and we hope that Leone Stars will continue to make us proud, and they will definitely emerge to be victorious in the next match ahead of us against Egypt in the qualification stage. Many thanks to management for always giving the opportunity to the viewers to ensure that they familiar with happenings within the national team. And many thanks to the technical team to ensure that we bring you good and quality pictures out there, for you that's currently watching us, live on Liberty Online Television. I am Mohamed Kamara. Hope to join you back hopefully on Tuesday, whilst we'll be bringing you commentaries on the match against Egypt. Till we meet again, I want to wish you all a splendid day, and let's continue to celebrate and let's continue to support our darling Leone Stars. Till then, goodbye.
We look for the news with the around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah, hey. Our voices come. Hi, yeah, hey. Credibility, now we are building news. Give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You can call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi, yeah, voices down. Hi, yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. you count on me, you count on me anyhow. You could give the news, give the view, the tell you one time. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. The human them, God begin the executive power. You call on me, count on me.